Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over our learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to use the location of rational numbers in order to find the location of 1 on the real number line. How are we learning it? Through the finding the length of a unit on a number line notes and finding the length of a unit on a number line assignment. When could you use this? To cut boards into smaller equal pieces in order to create or repair furniture. How do we know we learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the finding the length of a unit on a number line assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We'll begin by going over our learning goals and success criteria. While you do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you're done with that, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. Then we'll get into the finding the length of a unit on a number line notes. After that, you'll complete the finding the length of a unit on a number line assignment. Once you've completed the assignment, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is to continue working on the Reasoning with Rational Numbers study guide and any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the finding the length of a unit on the number line notes. Our notes begin with the learning goals and success criteria. Now, what does it mean to find the unit length? Finding the unit length means that we're going to find where 1 is. So in this case, we're given where 0 is and 3/5, and we need to know where 1 is. So here's a video that shows you how to find the unit length, or 1, on the number line. Let's talk now about how to find a unit length on the real number line. So what we're given here is we're given 0 and 3/5, and the unit length, another way of saying that is we need to find where 1 is. So if this is 0 and this is 3/5, then 1 should be out here somewhere. So here's how we do it. We're going to do it very similar to the way we found our rational numbers on the number line. So we're going to go ahead and use the ray tool. We're going to start at 0 and go and work away. And we're going to take the bigger number, which in this case is 5. So we're going to cut it into 5 pieces. So we're going to use the circle tool. Extend it away. So there's my first circle. Now I need to use my segment tool here and here to create the radius. Now I can copy that circle. So I'm going to go to More Tools, Compass. I'm going to click on this segment. This gives me a circle, same size. I'm going to go here to the center. So now I have 1 point. I do it again. 2 points. 3 points. 4 points, and 5 points. So there's my 5th point. So this is 3/5. So I'm going to connect 3, the third one, 1, 2, 3 to here. Now if I do a parallel line to that through the 5th one, that should be 5/5. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll use the parallel line, and we want it to be parallel to this segment here. So now it goes exactly the same angle, and we want it to go through this point here. Just like that. Now if we notice, this line that we just created crosses the number line right there. So we're going to go ahead and put a point where they cross. And that point right there should be exactly 1, or 5/5. Here's another video that shows you how to find the length of a unit on the number line. Let's talk now about how to find the unit length on a real number line. So in this case, we're given -1/2 and 0, and we're asked to find the unit length, which is 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and find -1 since we're already on the negative side. So we're going to go draw it this way. We'll find -1 and then copy it over to the other side. So we'll go ahead and use our ray tool, and we're going to draw our ray going this direction towards the number that we know. So we start at 0 and go this way. Now from there, we're going to go ahead and draw a circle, and we take the bigger number, which is 2, so we're going to cut this into 2 parts. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to use the circle tool, something like that. Now we're going to use our segment tool here to connect these 2 points and get our radius. Now we're going to go to More Tools, Compass, and click on that segment. That gives me a circle that's the same size. We're going to do that. We have 1 point now. And we're going to do it again. So we click this segment, connect that. So there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and use the segment tool to connect 1/2, because this is 2 parts, so half of that is here. So we're going to connect that to there. And we're going to draw a parallel line over here, and that should give me the exact location of -1. So we're going to go to More Tools, and we're going to click on Parallel Line. I want it to be parallel to this one, and I want it to pass through this one here. So I click on that, and notice I have a point where the two lines intersect right there. That should be the exact location of -1. Now I just need to copy it to the other side. So I'm going to use a circle and go from this point to this point. That gives me a radius of -1 here, or just radius of 1, which means that on the other side the radius is also 1. So I'm just going to put a point where they intersect right there, and this point here should be exactly 1. And here is one more video that shows you how to find the length of a unit on the number line. Let's talk now about how to find the unit length on the real number line. So in this case, we're given 0 and 5/3, and we're expected to find the unit length, which is 1. So just like before, what we're going to do is we're going to use our ray tool and click a point here at 0. Go ahead and extend it. Now from there, we're going to break this up. The bigger number is 5, so we're going to break this up into 5 circles. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and click on Circle tool. We're going to extend it, make a circle here. So we have 1 point there. Now we're going to go ahead and do it again and again, right? So first, before we can copy it, we need to do the segment tool and connect this point with this point. That creates our radius. Then we can use the compass to copy this. So we're going to use the compass tool and click on this. And there, now we have 1 point. We do it again. 2 points. Again. 3 points. 4 points. And 5 points. So now we can match 5/3 with this point here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and use the segment tool to connect this point and this point, because that's 5/3. Now if we draw a parallel line to this line here, going through 1, 2, 3/3, that should be exactly 1. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to use the parallel line, and we want it to be parallel to this one, and we want it to pass through 1, 2, 3 right here. And notice now the line we just drew intersects the number line right here. So we're going to go ahead and put a point. That should be exactly 1. Let's talk now about how to sign in to Desmos to complete your work. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on the link to go to the assignment, and it should take you to a page that looks kind of like this. And right here where it says sign in with Google, we're going to click there. And it's going to pop up with our email accounts. You're going to click on your school email account, and it should already have you logged in because you should have already been logged in using Google Classroom. From there, I'm just going to click Start the Activity, and it will take me into the assignment and allow me to begin. So that's how you will log in to Desmos using Google. Let's take a look now at the Finding the Length of a Unit on a Number Line assignment. Our assignment begins with our learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link here that takes us to our Desmos activity. Go ahead and click on that link, and it should take you to a page that looks like this. We'll go ahead and click Start the Activity. Our activity begins with the learning goals and success criteria as well. We'll go ahead and click Next. Now for this assignment, you will be using the location of 0 and some rational number to find the location of the unit length. The unit length is 1. So that's what we're trying to find, is where 1 is on the number line. So we'll go ahead and click Next. So now we're going to try to find the unit length of 1, given that this is 0 and this is 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ray tool, place it at 0, and extend it away. Then I'm going to take my bigger number, which is 4, and I'm going to draw that many circles. So I'm going to use the circle tool and extend it out. Now I need to copy that a few more times. So I'm going to use the segment tool to create my radius. So I click on segment and click this point and this point. That gives me the radius. Now I can copy that circle. So I'm going to go to More Tools, Compass. I'm going to click on the radius that I just created, which is here. And now notice I end up with a circle that's exactly the same size. I'm going to bring it to this point and place it right there. So now I've done one more circle. I need to do it again. I'm going to bring it to here. I click here again. So now there's 1, 2, 3 points and 4 points. So there's my 4 points. So that's 4/4, which is 1. Now we don't know where that's going to be, but we do know where 3/4 is. So we're going to go ahead and connect 1, 2, 3/4 to here. So there's 3/4. Now if we can create a parallel line to this one through this point, that should be exactly 4/4. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go to More Tools, Parallel Line. We want it to be parallel to this line here, so we're going to click on that. And we're going to bring it and place the point right here. Now notice our line goes through the number line right here. So this point here should be exactly 1. So we're going to put a point, use the point tool here to put a point right where they intersect, right there, and that point is 1. So you'll do that for each of these. If you need additional help because the numbers are changing or you're having any extra difficulties, refer back to the notes. The notes have more videos showing you how to do these types of problems. And then we'll go ahead and click Next all the way till we get to the end. We'll complete all of these. Once you're done with this, you'll go back to your Google form and click Next. This will send you to your Before You Go. Go ahead and answer the questions on the Before You Go and then submit your work on Google Classroom.